What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we are back with another installment of Beyond Omega Level, where we break down the most powerful characters in comics. And in today, we have a classic Marvel villain that has been requested several times in the comments, Dormammu. So, Dormammu was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and first appeared in Strange Tales number 126 in 1964. So back then, Strange Tales was the book where Doctor Strange stories were told, and each issue basically told a different story in a villain of the month type format without much continuity from one issue to the next. But one thing that did show up in multiple issues was the name Dormammu, as he would be mentioned as the source of power for various spells. Now eventually, as Stan Lee explained, readers became curious to know who he was, so he knew that he needed to create an actual character to go along with the name. And so Dormammu is a member of a race of extra-dimensional magical beings made of pure energy known as the Faltine. Now Dormammu is a mutant of his species, however, as he's not a perfect copy of the original member of his species, instead of desiring energy like the rest of the Faltine, Dormammu craves matter. And so after murdering the progenitor of the Faltine, somebody named Sinifer, Dormammu and his sister Umar find the Dark Dimension and win the trust of its king, so that he ends up making them advisors to the throne. Now when the king of the Dark Dimension dies, Dormammu and Umar rule it together until Dormammu turns on his sister and banishes her to a pocket dimension to claim the throne for himself. Now when we first see Dormammu, he's basically trying to conquer Earth, which is what you do when you're a villain in the 60s, which of course draws him into battle with Doctor Strange, and Dormammu actually gains an advantage in the contest before the two of them are forced to work together to stop the Mindless ones from invading Dormammu's Dark Dimension. Now after Strange and Dormammu repel the invasion, Dormammu promises not to invade Earth again, but as time goes on, his bitterness and embarrassment over the fact that he needed Strange's help causes him to become Strange's arch rival and most fearsome villain. Now Dormammu is made up of pure magical energy, and his powers come from his ability to manipulate that energy, which he does in a variety of ways, including energy projection, teleportation, and matter manipulation. Now Doctor Strange has described Dormammu as being not only his greatest enemy, but a threat to the existence of the universe, and Dormammu's one of the most powerful mystical beings in the entire Marvel universe, save for probably Zom, and his energy attacks were potent enough to begin disintegrating the cosmic abstract Eternity, which is one of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel Comics, as he's the embodiment of all reality. And so Dormammu was literally threatening to destroy all of reality itself when he battled Eternity, and the fight ends up nearly killing both of them, suggesting that Dormammu's power level is comparable to Marvel's abstracts. Now Eternity is not the only insanely powerful being that Dormammu has displayed his awesome power against. Dormammu was able to blind Shuma Gorath and cause him to retreat. And for those who aren't clear on how powerful Shuma Gorath is, I've done a Beyond Omega level video on him before, but suffice it to say, he's beyond Omega level in his own right. And Loki, after becoming Sorcerer Supreme, was terrified of Dormammu, and on the occasion Loki briefly gained Dormammu's power, it drove him insane. Now on another occasion, Dormammu was able to defeat not only Loki with the greatest of ease, but Squirrel Girl as well. As I'm sure you all know, Squirrel Girl has defeated Doctor Doom, Thanos, and Galactus, so we're dealing with some real heavy hitters here. The fact that Dormammu has been consistently able to match up with Doctor Strange is impressive enough by itself. At one point, Doctor Strange was written to be one of the strongest characters in Marvel Comics. Like, he was absurdly powerful, to the point where eventually the writers had to power him down by a substantial margin just so they could start telling compelling stories. But throughout their long rivalry, Dormammu has managed to gain the upper hand on Doctor Strange, and even remarked that he would be able to erase him from existence if he wanted. Dormammu has also managed to defeat multiple other Sorcerer Supremes during his lifetime as well, and even the Ancient One at the height of his power could not defeat him. According to Mephisto, one of the rulers of the various hell dimensions, Dormammu is capable of destroying Asgard as well as Mephisto and all the other Hell Lords if he decided to, which is nuts. He was also able to bind Zom, an extremely powerful extra-dimensional entity, and it's said that Dormammu would be capable of destroying not only Earth, but the entire universe as well as time itself. Now in addition to that, Dormammu is incredibly durable and has taken some incredibly powerful magical attacks, including a hit from Thor's hammer Mjolnir and an attack from Doctor Strange containing all the magic in the universe. He's also proven to be one of Marvel's most powerful magical entities, and that he's pulled off some ridiculously impressive magical feats, including the construction of dimensional barriers, taking away Thor's divine power and turning the Hulk into pure crystal. He's also proven to be more powerful than the Eye of Agamotto, one of the most powerful magical artifacts in the universe, and was able to control the Scarlet Witch, which which would be impressive at full strength, but Dormammu did it while he was in a weakened state. And these are only just a few of the many magical feats that Dormammu's pulled off, but I think they all give you a good sense of just how vastly powerful this guy is. Now, Dormammu is also able to lend his powers to others as well, and they've been able to do some ridiculous things when tapping into his vast power source. For example, while Dormammu was empowering the demon Satanish, his fight with Mephisto nearly ripped the universe in half, and he was able to tear holes in the fabric of reality. And when Doctor Strange was shown what he could do with the power of Dormammu, he saw that he was able to destroy the Ancient One and several other powerful mystical figures. So yeah, Dormammu's quite powerful and probably too often overlooked when discussing Marvel's most powerful characters, because he usually ends up ultimately losing to Doctor Strange in some of their battles because he's the bad guy and the good guys win. Otherwise, you'd end up with Old Man Logan. But it's impossible to deny that when you look at what Dormammu's capable of, this guy is stupidly OP. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end, which, by the way, we need to cover the story where Dormammu fought Shuma Gorath. Honestly, until I was making this video, I had no idea that happened. We need to cover that, man. Anyway, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.